Hello, are you ready to learn for today?
Ayan, so our topic for today will be all about with the idea of or the concept of the midline theorem. So the midline theorem states that the segment whose endpoints are midpoints of two sides of a triangle is parallel to the third side and half the length of the third side. Ayan. So para mas maintindihan natin yung statement na yan or yung ibig sabihin ng midline theorem na yan, let's have this given illustration. So for example, we have a triangle ABC wherein in the figure we have M and N as the midpoints of both sides AB and AC respectively. Ayan. So dahil nga midpoint itong ayan, M at saka si point M at saka si point N, ayan, naging congruent ito si AM tsaka si MB at the same time congruent itong si line segment AN at si line segment NC. And this segment created by the midpoints of two sides of this given triangle is what we call the midline. Ito yung tinatawag nating, ayan, yan ang tinatawag nating si midline. Ayan. So initially, that is the statement given by the midline. So ito daw ay nagagawa gamit yung or itong line na to is made up from the segment of created by the midpoints of two sides of the triangle. But according to this theorem as well, kapag ka meron nga tayong midline, merong dalawang property na lumalabas. Yan, nakalagay. Then, as we follow, ang mangyayari daw is magiging congruent itong midline natin at saka yung pangatlong side ng ating triangle. So we have MN as the midline is parallel to side BC. Aside from that, the measurement of MN is gonna be half the measurement of BC. Yung measurement daw nung midline na yon ay kalahati nung measurement nung base nung pangatlong side ng ating triangle. And that's gonna be side BC on this given example. And that is what we mean by the midline theorem. So, una, kapag ka nagkaroon ka ng midline created from the midpoints of two sides of the triangle, first, that midline will be parallel to the third side of the triangle. At the same time, the measurement of that midline is half the measurement of the third side of the triangle. Para mas maintindihan natin yung idea na yan, let's have this given example. Yan. So, paano ba natin na-apply yung idea ng midline sa isang given triangle? So, for example, we have here number one, we have the triangle ICE, wherein we have point Y and point A as the midpoints of IC and side IE respectively. So, ito siya. Ayan. And then, upon having that midpoints, we created this midline YA that has a value of 18. Now, ang example na to is we have to identify or find the value of x in the given triangle. So, using the idea of the midline theorem, the measurement of this segment or this midline is equal to half the measurement of the third side. So, ano sa tingin niyo yung value ni x? Since ang alam natin, using the midline theorem, midline is half the measurement of the third side of the triangle. So, kalahati siya dapat nung CE. Yan. So, kung ang midline natin ay 18, pwede mong gawin yung kabaliktaran ng kalahati times 2. So, you can just multiply 18 to 2 and you will get the value of x, which is exactly the measurement of side CE. Yan. That means x is equal to 36. Ayan. Aside from that, we can also have this given example. We have here triangle TRY, wherein A and B are both the midpoints of side TR and side TY, respectively. Ayan. And in this case, ito naman yung na-create natin na midline. Ayan. And it measures X. Ayan. And then, ang given naman natin dun sa pangatlong side is ito, si RY, which measures 24. Now, the question is, what do you think is the value of X? Ayan, 'di ba? Madali lang naman intindihan yung idea ng midline. So, once again, if you use the idea wherein the midline is half the measurement of the third side, so dito, saktong-sakto, kuhain mo lang yung kalahati ng 24 and you will get the value of x or exactly the median of this given triangle which is equal to 12. So, that is the idea of midline. But aside from that, always remember na yung isa pang property nitong midline theorem or isa pang ipinapakita sa atin nitong midline theorem is that that midline is always parallel to the third side of the triangle. Ayan. And just to confirm this following properties that is present in a midline theorem, let's have this video. Just to present to you how will we verify the different properties present or different concepts present in midline theorem through this given activity or video. Ayan. So remember that midline theorem is present in a given triangle. So, arbitrarily, gumawa siya dito ng isang triangle. And, ito yung mga bagay na i-confirm natin sa isang given triangle. For example, triangle ABC. First is having that D and E both as the midpoints of this given triangle or two sides of the triangle such as side AB and side AC. Ito yung dalawang i-verify natin. First is that this midline DE is parallel to the third side which is side BC. That's the first one kasi yun yung binanggit kanina, 'di ba? Parallel daw yung midline dun sa pangatlong side ng ating triangle. Yan. At the same time, ito yung pangalawa nating i-verify. Yan. Paano natin maipapakita sa activity na to na itong measurement ng midline which is DE is half the measurement of the third side which is BC. Ayan. So, paano natin mapapakita? Let's continue the video. Ayan. So, as you can see, yan, gumawa na siya ng triangle ABC. Yan, mamaya kapag kung sakaling gusto niyo siyang itry ng kayo lang, you can try any kind of triangle. So, pwedeng mapa-isosceles or right triangle kung gusto nyo. So, hindi exactly ganito dapat yung itsura kasi this is applicable for any kind of a triangle. So, ayan, tignan nyo yung ginawa niya. Ginupit niya yung triangle ABC niya. And then after that, ang gagawin niya dyan is, syempre, di ba, ang initial idea when it comes to the midline is to have the midpoints of two sides of the triangle. So, tignan nyo dito kung paano niya kukuhain yung midpoint ng bawat side. So, in this case, kukuhain niya yung midpoint nitong triangle, ay, itong side ng triangle, which is side AB. Yan. So, pwede nyo rin itong gawin. Tignan nyo yung gagawin niya. Hindi ata siya gagamit ng ruler eh. Ayan. So, pwede kasi mangyari na hindi niya sinukat yung bawat sides ng triangle na yon, 'di ba? So, hindi niya nga sinukat, gumawa lang siya ng kahit anong ay ng isang random or arbitrary triangle and then after that, ayan, tinupi niya. Pinag-connect niya yung dalawang vertex natin or dalawang vertices ng dalawang sides and then tinupi niya, then nagkaroon ng crease or ng mark doon sa part na yon. And that's gonna be or that will serve as the midpoint of side AB. And nilagay niya nga dyan yung label natin kanina which is point D. At ganun din yung gagawin niya on the other side of the triangle. Ayan, so tinupi niya ulit just to have that crease or mark and that will serve as the midpoint of side AC. And then after that, ayan ay midline. So nakapag-create na siya ng midline without having the ruler. Ay, without, ayan, measuring the sides, 'di ba? And dito sa pangatlong ginawa niya, yan, tinupi niya rin yung doon sa may third side. Yan. So, mamaya, magiging sobrang importante nito kasi that will serve as an idea for us na ito yung kalahati ng ating third side. Kasi nga, di ba, may relationship tayo na i-verify dyan mamaya. But as we may continue, ayan, tignan niyo yung gagawin niya. Yan. So, ididikit niya muna para daw hindi magalaw. Okay, so usually when we are having this kind of activity, yan, we have or we will create two triangles that is congruent. Or in other words, we will be having two triangles that are exactly the same. Yan, kumbaga, magugupit ka rin ng triangle na ganito yung itsura, pero iba yung kulay. Yan, para yun yung magiging basehan natin ng comparison. Or that will also serve uh, as an idea when it comes to this given triangle. Ayan, kung napansin nyo, yan, dalawa yung triangle na present yan. Pares lang yan. Triangle ABC din yan with exactly the same measurement as this given triangle, yung kulay blue. At yan yung gagamitin natin to verify the following properties. Ayan, so tignan nyo yung gagawin niya. Ayan, nagaya niya yung ginawa. Meron din siyang side DE which is the midline. So una, hinati niya yung triangle through that midline. And then after that, ayan, I think ididikit niya to dito sa may bandang baba. So remember, this given triangle ADE is created from the upper part of our initial triangle. Ayan, so the reason kung bakit niya idinikit dyan is to confirm our first concept in a midline theorem. Ano yon? Dito. Yan, bago niya isulat. Teka lang, pause natin. Ayan. Okay. So, ayan. So, in this case, yung una kasing property or yung unang concept na i-verify natin is that this midline is parallel to the third side of the triangle. And just for us to confirm that one, as you notice, itong angle na to, which is angle E, ay saktong-sakto doon sa angle natin, which is supposedly angle C. Pinatungan lang yan, di ba? Yan ay technically angle C. So that means we can say that this angle E is congruent with this measurement of the angle C. Ayan, magkasing laki sila. They are congruent. And as you notice, if we create this line here and gumawa pa tayo ng isang line dyan at this using this side of the triangle, yan, mas magiging malinaw sa atin na itong dalawang angle na to, which is angle E at si angle C, itong angle na to, ay ang tinatawag nating corresponding angles. And them being congruent, saan nga lang ba nangyayari yon? It will only happen if you have two parallel lines cut by a transversal line. Nangyayari lang yan sa dalawang lines na parallel na nahati ng isang transversal line. Doon lumalabas ang tinatawag nating corresponding angle. And that is the reason why, as we may continue, using that corresponding angles are congruent, we can confirm that side D or line segment DE is parallel to line segment BC, which is the third side of the triangle. So, na-confirm na natin yung yung unang concept ng midline theorem. So, upon having the midline of the triangle, the midline will be parallel to the third side of the triangle. Then, aside from that, meron pang pangalawa. Ito nga ay yung midline daw na to ay kalahati ng side BC. Ayan. So, kung mapapansin nyo, ayan o, tinuturo niya na itong midline natin, which represents this side, DC, is also equal to the measurement of this segment on the third side or the base of this given triangle, which is equal to side FC as well. So, ayan o, the measurement of side DE or line segment DE is equal to the measurement of line segment FC. That means kalahati lang, 'di ba? Yung FC na 'yon ay kalahati ng buong side BC. Ibig sabihin, pwede rin nating sabihin na yung midline natin, which is DE or line segment DE, is equivalent to 1/2 the measurement of the third side, which is side BC. At yan ang verification ng ating midline theorem. Now, if you want to try this given activity, yan, you may use different kinds of triangle ABC and then try verifying the midline theorem using the same step presented on the video. Ayan, kung gusto nyo, you can ask me for the link or yung mismong video na kung saan ginawa tong activity na to. At itry nyo gamit nga itong mga nakikita nyong iba't ibang itsura ng isang triangle. And you will notice that these properties or the concepts present in a midline theorem is still applicable to any kind of triangle. Okay, so as we may proceed, let's somehow furtherly understand the idea of the concept or the different applications of midline theorem through these following activities. So we have here triangle ABC, wherein D, ayan, ito yung triangle ABC natin, wherein D, ito daw si D, si E, point D, point E, and point F are all are midpoints of side AB, side AC, and side BC respectively. So technically, this side DE serves as the midline of this triangle. Ayan, so magiging parallel siya dito with side BC. Parang ganun yung idea. And also the rest of the sides such as this midline DF. Ayan, ito yung magsaserve as kanyang third side, si side AC. Ayan, so as we may continue, let's answer the following. If AB or if the measurement of line segment AB is gonna be equal to 22, kung ang sukat daw nito ay 22, now the question is, what do you think is the measurement of EF? Okay, tingnan natin. Will that be equal to 11? Very good. So using the idea of midline theorem, the measurement of the third side is equal to twice the measurement of the midline or yung kabaligtaran nga nung half daw ng measurement ng third side is yung midline natin. Next, if we have the measurement of line segment DF, ito naman daw, ang sukat daw niyan ay 12.5. What do you think is the measurement of side AC? Yan, very good. So all you need to do is to multiply this 12.5 to 2 to get the third side. Yan, so we also use the idea of midline theorem para makuha yan. Next, if the measurement of line segment BC, ito naman daw ay 34, what do you think is the measurement of line segment DE? Yan, tignan natin. So, is the measurement of line segment D is equal to 17? Very good. So, kalahati ng 34. Ayan. So, once again, using that midline theorem, nakuha natin yung mga values na yan. But, another application of that midline theorem, kasi kung mapapansin nyo, we can have three midline theorem on one triangle. Yan, kasi meron tayong tatlong sides ng ating triangle. So, another application of that is having a perimeter of or getting the perimeter of the given triangle using the measurements of the midline. So, for example, ito daw yung given natin, yung measurement daw nung uh, line segment D is gonna be equal to 12 and then yung line segment EF naman, ang sukat nito ay 8 at yung line segment DF is gonna be equal to 20. Now, what do you think is the perimeter of the triangle A, B, C? Ayan, ano sa tingin nyo ang sukat or yung perimeter? When we talk about perimeter, it is just sum of all the sides of the given triangle. But the problem is, wala tayong binigay na sukat for the sides of this triangle ABC. Ang binigay lang yung sukat ng triangle na nabuo dun sa mga midlines nila. So if you multiply all of the midlines to 2, you will be able to get the third sides of the triangle, yung mga counterpart nila. So for example, itong 12 na to, minultiply mo sa 2, makukuha mo yung measurement ni BC. And then for this 20, minultiply mo siya sa 2, makukuha mo yung measurement ng side AC natin, which is gonna be equal to 40. And on the other hand, if you multiply 8 to 2, you will get the measurement of the other side, which is side AB, which is equal to 16. You will add all all the sides, which is 16 plus 4, yan, 16 plus 40 plus 24, and then you will get 80 units as the measurement of the perimeter of triangle ABC. Pero may isa pang way para magawa yan. Since this triangle created inside this given triangle ABC is a result from all the midlines. of this given triangle, isa pang way na masagutan nyo yan is you can add already 12 plus 20 plus 8. And then you will get 40. Tas multiply nyo lang sa 2. Lalabas din dyan 80 units. Brain natin. And let's continue with the next following question. First, line segment EF is parallel to. So, line segment EF is parallel to line segment AV. Yan. So, another application of midline theorem. Very good. Next, how about this one? Line segment DE is parallel to. So, line segment DE is parallel to line segment VC. And lastly, let's have line segment AC naman. So, ito, line segment AC is parallel to, so it's gonna be parallel to line segment DF. And on this following example, we're able to apply the midline theorem. But aside from that, meron pang isang way para ma-apply natin siya. So, here are the following examples. So, ito ginagawa natin para ma-apply natin yung midline theorem using different kinds of given. Ayan. So, we have here triangle ABC where M and N are the midpoints of side AC and side AB respectively. So, let's complete the following statement. If AB is gonna be equal to 2x, ang sukat daw nitong AB natin ay 2x, what do you think is the measurement of line segment NB? So, 'di ba? Congruent 'yan because midline. Yan, 2x yung measurement ng buong side at dahil nga congruent itong dalawang segments, dahil nga midpoint dyan si M, that means the measurement of side or segment NB is gonna be equal to x. Ayan, tigkalahati sila. Kaya siya naging 2x. Anyway, as we may continue, let's have the second one. If the measurement of line segment MN is going to be equal to x minus 1, what is the measurement of side BC? So ano daw yung sukat nito? Yan. So we know that the measurement of the midline is uh, is half the measurement of the third side. Or on the other hand, doble ng ating midline is equivalent to the third side of the triangle. Now, if the midline measures x minus 1, edi times 2 mo yun. But you have to remember that when you are multiplying a binomial to a number or a constant 2, you have to distribute. So, 2 times x, ayan, 2 times x, 2x, then 2 times negative 1, it's negative 2. Therefore, the measurement of side BC is 2x minus 2. If the measurement of line segment AM is gonna be equal to y, ano kayang sukat ng line segment MC? Yes, very good. So it's gonna be also equal to y. Pares lang yan. They are also congruent because of the midline theorem. Yan. Dahil nga midpoint si M ng side AC. Next, ito medyo mahaba-haba. If MN is gonna be equal to x minus 2 and BC is gonna be equal to x plus 10, ano daw ang sukat ng ating BC? Ayan. So to compute this one, we have to use the idea that the measurement of BC is equal to twice the measurement of MN. Ito yung kabaligtaran ng midline theorem natin. Yan. So, twice ng measurement ng midline is equivalent to the measurement of the third side. So, using that idea, since the measurement of BC is going to be x plus 10, at ang sukat naman ng MN ay x minus 2, imumultiply lang natin yung x minus 2 na yon kay 2. So, simplifying, let's distribute 2 times x, it's going to be 2x, and then 2 times negative 2 is going to be equal to 2x minus, it's going to be equal to negative 4, which will give us 2x minus 4. And then after that, we can solve for the value of x, which is equal to 14. But that is not yet the answer because we're looking for the measurement of BC. All we have to do is to substitute that value of x, which is 14, ayan, at magiging 14 plus 10 to. Therefore, ang magiging value ng BC natin ay 24. I hope you understand the lesson for today. Until next time, bye!